Remember, the peace treaty is what's going to catapult us into the final 7 years before the second coming. And that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. How's everybody doing? We are talking about the peace treaty and what's going on with it. We know through our last studies in the Bible that it is the pivotal moment that will launch us into the 7 years, the final 7 years. And the peace treaty that I talked about last time was the peace treaty between the UAE and Israel. And that is not the peace treaty that needs to happen. The peace treaty that needs to happen is the peace between Israel, within Israel, between the Israelis and the Palestinians. So that's the peace treaty that needs to happen because they're at war within their country. Remember, the Holy Mount, where the third temple is going to be built, is being, they're warring over that Holy Mount. Remember, that's where the Dome of the Rock is, the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Those are Islamic temples. They worship Islam in those temples. And Jerusalem is sitting right on the outer court where the remaining wall of the second temple lies, and that's where they go to worship. That's where they go to pray. That's what the Wailing Wall is. It's the last standing wall of the second temple of the Jewish people. And they still pray, they still continue to pray. That's their holy place. Now their goal, their dream is to rebuild the third temple, to rebuild the temple again. That's the whole reason for this war going on. That's the whole reason for the prophecies that's the whole reason why the prophecy needs to be fulfilled, is for this wall or this temple to be rebuilt. Remember when the first temple was destroyed, King Cyrus let the Jewish people go and said, go build your temple. You guys have a right to your temple, your holy place. Go build it. So he released them from the Babylonian capture, and he said, go build your temple. You're free. Go ahead. So they went and built their second temple. So now the second temple was destroyed, and now the Jewish people want their third temple. This is the reason why they are praying. This is the reason all their rituals, all their ceremonies, all the religious acts are involving this event. They're waiting for the Messiah. Remember I said that they don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah. So they're not waiting for Jesus. They don't believe he's the Messiah because he was killed. He was crucified. They said our Messiah is not going to get crucified. The Christians believe that he got crucified. That's why he needs to come back. Our Messiah is not going to get crucified. He's going to bring priests to our land. He's going to allow us to build the third temple. And that's what they're waiting for. That's the Messiah they're waiting for. They're not waiting, and I'm going to show you this. They're not waiting for a divine being. They're not waiting for God as we know it, or as we've come to know it. They're waiting for a Messiah, a person that's going to come and bring peace to the land, where they can rebuild their temple and worship. And they don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah. So that's the thing. That's the whole thing. And what we're going to get into these videos, and it's going to be enlightening. It's gonna bring revelational knowledge to you, and I just pray that it comforts you and it empowers you, that you know what's going on. And again, we're looking for the signs. What signs are we looking for? But watch this. This is the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu, talking about the peace in Israel.
This is a historic day. Jerusalem has been the capital of the Jewish people for 3,000 years. It's been the capital of Israel for nearly 70 years. It was here that our temple stood, our kings ruled, our prophets preached. Jerusalem has been the focus of our hopes, our dreams, our prayers for 3 millennia. From every corner of the earth, our people yearn to return to Jerusalem, to touch its golden stones, to walk its hallowed streets. Yet today's pronouncement by President Trump is such an occasion. We're profoundly grateful for the President for his courageous and just decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and to prepare for the opening of the U.S. Embassy. This decision reflects the President's commitment to an ancient but enduring truth, to fulfilling his promises, and to advancing peace. The President's decision is an important step towards peace, for there is no peace that doesn't include Jerusalem as the capital of the state of Israel.
Now, he mentioned Donald Trump, because Donald Trump's allowing them, is giving them momentum to step forward in regaining their peace and regaining their land, and they're excited about it. Again, they're making a way, they believe they're making a way for the Messiah to come, for their Messiah to come. And they're giving a lot of praise to Donald Trump, because now that he's involved, the American embassy is now in Jerusalem. He's fighting for peace in Israel, and now they can see it. They're getting excited. Now they say, we're going to have peace. We're going to make a way for our Messiah to show up. Now, this is what the Jewish leaders believe. They got to make a way. It's up to when things fall into the right place, it'll allow the Messiah to show up. And that's what they're doing. The Mashiach, that's their Messiah. Listen to this. This is Netanyahu. This is one of the Jewish leaders talking to Netanyahu when he was younger. Check it out.
מה שישראל לאחרונה נמצא מתייצו כמה עניינים. מה שרואה עוד, וגם מטר שעדיין משאיר ליבו, אז הייתה כמה שהוא ומה ידיעתו. הכאילו שהיא מספיק, כאילו שהיום כבר כמה שעות בגלל עדיין ליבו, אבל יש את כמה שעות, אז יש להשתדל גם היום בבשורות טובות. מה שרואה עוד, וגם מטר שעדיין משאיר ליבו, אז הייתה כמה שהוא ומה ידיעתו.
The Messiah in Judaism is a savior and liberator figure in Jewish eschatology. Eschatology is a study of end time, who is believed to be the future redeemer of the Jewish people. That's what he's saying. Make a way. He said we need to make things happen. We need to make way for our Messiah to come. It's been too long. What Netanyahu says, we're doing it. We're making things happen. They're excited. I don't know if anyone's heard this in the news. Not recently, but when President Trump came president, and then he started working on the peace of Israel. Jewish people from all over the world started flocking to Israel. They're like, man, it's time. We got to get back to Israel. Our third temple, the peace is coming. Our Messiah is going to show up. They all started flocking like it was a celebration. The Jewish people really appreciate what Donald Trump is doing. They believe peace in Israel will bring peace to the world. So talking about how they don't believe that Jesus was Messiah, their Messiah is going to be a human from earth that's going to bring peace and allow them to rebuild their temple. This is an excerpt from a documentary on National Geographic, The Story of God.
Is there a Messiah
In Judaism,
in Judaism?
Jews invented the Messiah. But it's not the same Messiah that most people think about.
Okay.
Right? Because when Christians think of the Messiah, they think of someone who's divine.
Yeah.
They think of, the end of days. What we have for the Messiah is a man, a king of this earth, who's going to bring peace among the nations in this world.
And he will not be divine.
He will not be divine.
Is a man, a king of this earth, who's going to bring peace among the nations in this world.
According to Jewish tradition, he has three things he's supposed to do. Number one, he's going to reconstitute the Jewish kingdom or the Jewish state. Number two, he's going to bring peace with the neighbors. And number three, he's going to rebuild that temple.
The temple. Here we are. This is